Namaste. Shlok 1.41. Adharma bhi bhavat Krishna pradyushanti kulastriya strishu dushtasu vashneya jayate varna shankara. Here, by the prevalence of impiety, O Krishna, the women of the family will become corrupt. There will be mixture of castes. Arjun tries to tell Krishna, if the women of the family are left alone, there might be immorality, and there will be a mix of what will come out of it. Mixture of children. Nobody would know whose child is who. With ignorance at the base, Arjun starts his argument with the consequences of the family being destroyed. With the loss of family, he says the religious rites will perish. He says in this verse it will bring corruption among women. It might lead to intermixture of castes. Arjun's entire argument goes back to fighting and destroying. Can all this have anything to achieve this? Are we gaining anything out of this? So, again, he's giving a different reason. If you notice, he's giving different reasons. He speaks of intermixture of castes. The caste here where the tamas arises out of a pattern. So he says if they are going to be not left with any male counterpart, the women might just not be moral anymore. So he speaks about the restless mind. He speaks about the fluctuating emotions. He speaks about what will happen to the next generation. At that time, he speaks about if the castes are all mixed amongst each other, the sattva, rajas, tamas, how will a person know what is the state of mind at that time? He fears that the war will cause intermingling of everything. People might not know whose child is born from where. People might not reach. His argument goes to the extent of a conclusion which appears absolutely baseless. In fact, he speaks something which does not make any sense. He's speaking absolutely about disharmony. He's speaking about, confusion, but he speaks of absolute, I would use the word disassociated. In the next Shloka 42, he continues his line of thought. He says, the offerings of rice and water, known as Shraddha and Tarpan, are also, he says confusion of caste, which means we wouldn't know who has to be offered what. His shattered mind and his unrealistic statements come to the extent of convincing Krishna. Yeah, he says, how will we do the last rites? How will we do the rice offering, the tarpan? How will we do the ceremonies? How will we know who's who? So he goes to the nitty-gritty of trying to explain to Krishna, let's not do this. Let's not do that. If we do this, this will happen. It might also serve us a bad karma. It might bring in bad omen. It might bring in... Basically, he's just trying to convince Krishna not to fight. 41 and 42. Shlok 42 goes this way. Shankaro narkayaiva kuladhyanan kulasya cha patanti pittaro hausham lupta pindodaka kriya. Pind kriya. He speaks about the pind kriya here. Right? He speaks about the offerings, sacrificial offerings which we do to our ancestors here. So, Shloka 41 and 42 for you. Namaste.